The 2020 Tokyo Olympics have been postponed, but the clock's still ticking for some of New England's finest athletes.
All great Olympians find a way to make it happen. Failure is not an option.
On land, sea, and air. Meet some of the local athletes still grinding for a shot at Olympic gold.
This is Chronicle on WCVB Channel 5.
Distance runner Molly Seidel has yet to feel the burn of Boston Marathon's Heartbreak Hill, but her February 2020 marathon debut in Atlanta certainly turned some heads.
I got a feeling deep in my soul.
It was really funny after the race because there was this whole media blitz of, oh, you're the first American woman to qualify for the Olympics in her debut marathon. And I think a lot of people took that as I had never run before.
Seidel may downplay her Olympic accomplishment, but it's a humility she comes by honestly with her Heartland, Wisconsin roots.
Started running track in middle school with my church. It wasn't necessarily this huge thing to win a race because there's only 5 kids in the race.
Way to be, Molly. Looking great.
When I got to high school and I won state my freshman year, that was kind of I can get college paid for potentially just because I run in circles.
Seidel did just that with a scholarship to the University of Notre Dame, where she ran in circles for a few NCAA championships.
Seidel trying to put the hammer down.
Before life slowed her down.
Coming right out of college when I was just so injured, really not doing well, and I had a long conversation with my mom and she was like, I don't care about Molly the runner, I care about Molly the person.
In 2016, Seidel took time off to heal physically and mentally before Saucony, the Lexington-based sneaker maker, brought her to the Commonwealth, where she made a friend who would change everything.
I've been in Massachusetts basically my whole life.
Meet John Green.
My family owns a hardware store actually in Wellesley, Mass, right on the marathon course called Green's Hardware.
It wasn't this moment of oh my God, this is going to be the man that gets me to the Olympics. Coaching me kind of came out of realizing that I was healthier under him than I had been for the past several years.
The original goal was to kind of use that strength-based training of a marathon to set up well for the track trials in June.
Today at the 2019 Humana.
The plan took an unexpected turn when Seidel won the Humana 2019 Rock and Roll San Antonio Half Marathon, which automatically qualified her for the U.S. Olympic Marathon Trials in Atlanta.
He said I could get third on my best day.
I think I said between 3rd and 12th.
It was terrifying, frankly.
I was more nervous for Molly's race than I've ever been for any of mine.
I have to give John a lot of credit for keeping me calm.
It was a wild day.
While John cheered from the sidewalk, Molly found an unexpected cheerleader running just feet away, an eventual race winner, Alafine Tuliamuk.
She was verbally pushing me on and come on, we can do this. Go with me, go with me.
I couldn't see the race or anything like that. I actually called my mom and I was like, hey, what's going on with the race?
It didn't really click that maybe I could finish top 3 until Alafine and I started breaking away.
Seidel held on, finishing 8 seconds behind Alafine and over a minute in front of the 3rd place finisher, Sally Kipyego. All 3 will represent the U.S. in Tokyo 2021.
Getting to race with Alafine and Sally as my teammates now, officially, as Team USA, and we're all wearing the same singlet and we're all racing towards a common goal, that's really exciting.
If I had to explain my entire fencing career to somebody, I could tell them about 15 years of national competitions, 10 years of international competition, but they'd probably ask oh, how did I do at the Olympics?
While Rio 2016 represented a coming out party for American saber silver medalist Daryl Homer, friend and teammate Eli Dershowitz had a very different experience.
I guess the biggest thing that I took away from Rio is that it's possible to put everything you have into a plan, into a goal, into a dream, and to still fail. It was 11 minutes of competition.
Not the expected result for the young phenom out of Sherburne, who was at the time ranked #1 in the U.S.
It took its toll on my mental and physical game. I had to take some time off.
But he's back with a vengeance, taking the #1 ranking in the world in the summer of 2018, He's currently ranked 3rd by the International Fencing Federation.
I definitely try to leave my heart out on the strip.
He trains here at Zeta Fencing in Natick with fellow Massachusetts teammate Andrew Mekovich. Under the watchful eye of U.S. national saber coach Zoran Tulum.
We deal with elements of geometry, we deal with elements of physics, and of course then it comes that passionate part.
When I'm running back and forth with my coach like really fast, I'm just trying to build muscle memory in my head about like good decisions to make under like very small amounts of time, under big pressure situations.
And there's no more pressure than in Olympic Games.
The butterflies are different shape and different colors. You get nervous just being there.
So the only thing that matters to me when I leave Tokyo is knowing that I fought for every touch, for every match. I'll be able to sleep well at night.
Eli Dershowitz is proud of all he has achieved, but says he's even more proud of 2 of his grandparents. They were Holocaust survivors. After making the Olympic team, Molly Seidel went back to work as a barista, her part-time job at the time. Seidel says her coworkers were supportive, but more interested in the speed of her cappuccino making than her Olympic trial time. Coming up, after years of pain, an athlete decides a leg amputation is her only option. But can she get her father on board?